What's up, YouTube friends? I'm Brian Hewitt of Hewitt Films, and today I want to talk about the Sara Anne Wood case. Before I talk about the Sara Anne Wood case, I would like to thank a new subscriber. I would like to thank M&A TV UK for joining Hewitt Films. Thank you for joining Hewitt Films. I appreciate it, and I want to bring you some awesome content now and in the future. Sara Anne Wood was abducted in Frankfort, New York, August 18th, 1993. She was abducted by a man later known by the name of Lewis Lent, a serial murderer child rapist. Apparently, her body might be at Racquet Lake in the Adirondacks. According to Lewis Lent, now I took some notes here on this case. I guess he won't say where Sara Anne Wood is buried because she's not buried alone. I guess that's according, but this guy's actually a pathological liar. He always says it's like he gets off on trying to devastate the family more, and he tells people different things. Like there was a kid named by the name of Jamie Lusher that was supposedly Lewis Lent killed this kid and put him in the Greenwater Pond, and they searched the pond. They obviously didn't find anything. They didn't find any remains. When they searched for Sara Anne Wood up at Racquet Lake, because he drew a map, they never found anything. And so I think that Lewis Lent is just... he'll never reveal where he killed her, or buried her, excuse me. And I think he's just playing games with law enforcement and the victims' families just as a turn-on and a little game, a little perverted game of his that he gets some kind of charge out of, which makes me sick. I guess according to police records, Lewis Lent said that he used a hunting knife to force Sara into a van, bind her hands with tape, raped her, beat her with a heavy tree branch, and I guess he said, quote unquote, "I didn't check to see if she was breathing because I don't like touching dead bodies." He also claimed that he suffers from blackouts and memory loss because of a UFO encounter in 1974. So basically he was trying to say he's insane, and his lawyers are trying to say he was insane, and he gets these blackouts and goes on child raping sprees and killings, which is a bunch of shit. The guy's a piece of shit. He's a scumbag, and instead of putting him in prison where people had to pay taxes on this asshole, see, he ended up getting caught. He got caught January 7th. He in Massachusetts. He attacked a girl by the name of Rebecca Salvarez. I think this is what this says. And he grabbed onto. I guess she faked that she was having some kind of a panic attack, and he reached out to grab her because he showed her a gun. He reached out to grab her, and he grabbed her purple backpack and pulled it off her, and she kept running. And he took off in the truck. He borrowed a truck from a friend of his who was blind, which doesn't make much sense to me. If the guy's blind, why does he have a fucking truck to begin with? And the police found the gun, the backpack, and the truck. And Lewis Lent was eating a tuna fish sandwich at his friend's house when they found him. So very strange there. I mean, there's there's a list of different things. He was actually charged with the death of Jimmy Bernardo, whose body was found in Massachusetts, and that's where this scumbag stays in prison today. I guess how he caught up to Sara Anne Wood, according to police documents, was that her chain on her bicycle broke. She was riding home from church. Her father was a minister, and she was on her bicycle, and Lewis Lent happened to be cruising the roads in his van looking for a girl to abduct because, of course, he had blackouts because of the UFO. But they found her bicycle on the side of the road. I remember this too. It was I remember seeing the posters. I remember seeing the flyers. Actually, the thumbnail was the picture they used. The thumbnail of this video was the picture they used on the flyer, the missing flyer. I remember seeing it at the state fair. I remember seeing it everywhere when I was a kid. So let me show you some of these news videos about this incident. Check it out.
Sara Anne Wood was 12 years old when she was abducted by Lewis Lent on August 18, 1993. He pulled the girl into his van while she was walking her bike along a rural road near Frankfort, not far from Utica. Though the convicted serial child killer gave clues as to where he hid Sara Anne's body near Racquet Lake in the Adirondacks, her body has never been found. Now, nearly 20 years later, Herkimer County District Attorney Jeffrey Carpenter may resume the search for Sara Anne Wood. He spoke with me by phone.
We're looking at this anew. We're going to devote some attention to it, and we're going to try our best to locate her.
The disappearance of Sara Anne Wood came as quite a shock to people in and around the city of Utica, and they joined forces with police to try to find her. D.A. Carpenter says he will convene a meeting of state police and other agencies to take another look at the file. Captain Mark Lincoln says state police have never given up.
It's been 20 years. We still get some occasional tips that come in. We investigate all of them that have the least bit of credibility.
Despite those tips, D.A. Carpenter still thinks the answers most likely lie with Lewis Lent. Now 62 years old, he's serving a life sentence without parole in Massachusetts for murdering 12-year-old Jimmy Bernardo and the attempted abduction of another girl. D.A. Carpenter says he plans to talk with Lent.
I've spoken to investigators that were involved with the initial crime back in 1993. And yeah, I think he probably does withhold the key piece of information, that is exactly where her body is located.
Captain Mark Lincoln says the force is ready to help search for the body once again, including some troopers who may have retired over the past 2 decades.
All you've got to do is look at a picture of Sara Anne Wood and look at the smile on her face to know that that's the type of case that stays with you your whole career and beyond.
If authorities are successful, they could provide some closure for her family and a community that has one last unanswered question. Where is Sara Anne's body? Reporting from Utica, I'm Jim Kenyon.
Sara Anne Wood case began again over 5 months ago when she vanished from her Litchfield home. Now the story turns to a cold, snowy, remote area of the Adirondacks, where state police, guided by information supplied by murder suspect Lewis Lent, have begun a search for Sara's body. We sent Keith Copeland to Racquet Lake in the Adirondacks to cover the search, and he is now with us live with an update. Keith?
Well, Tracy, I can tell you that 5-month-long investigation has led police investigators to this site in Racquet Lake, about 75 miles north of the Utica area. They've been searching a remote site about 5 miles away from where I'm standing. They've been searching the site all day, hoping to find the young girl's body.
Well, right now, we've set up a command post with a large number of personnel, and we have located an area that may be the site of where Sara Wood is buried. And we've checked that area with specially trained dogs that are able to detect the scent of dead human bodies with negative results.
Now, the site that Captain Trito refers to is just a short distance from where we're located right now. It's off a logging road, off a dirt road known as Sagamore Road. Now, searchers plan to return to that site at daybreak tomorrow. They'll bring the dogs back in to help in that effort. But we should mention, Tracy, that effort will not be easy. It is bitterly cold here tonight. We don't expect the temperatures to climb up much past the single or possibly into the teens range tomorrow. There's also quite a bit of snow on the ground up here as well, at least 3 feet. So they will have to do plenty of digging and prodding through the snow to find indeed what they hope and expect to find out here in the woods. Tracy?
Is there any activity going on tonight? Anything they can do right now?
I'm not sure if you can see over my shoulder, Tracy, but there is a command post set up in the Racquet Lake Volunteer Fire Department. State police are manning that command post throughout the night. They're plotting strategy for tomorrow morning. But at this point, the actual search at that site, we mentioned about 5 miles away from here, that search is suspended. They have troopers at that site, obviously, monitoring it out there, making sure nobody goes into that secure area. But for now, they're just plotting strategy. They're trying to figure out how they'll approach this tomorrow morning. And as soon as the sun comes up, we expect to see them back out there at the site. Tracy?
Thanks, Keith. Keith Copeland reporting from Racquet Lake.
So the reason why I'm doing this video and talking about the Sara Anne Wood case is because maybe, just maybe, someone who sees this video, I mean, the incident happened August 18th, 1993. What if someone was happening to be, I don't know, camping or hiking in the Adirondacks and saw this van that was suspicious out of place on such and such road, and that could lead to the discovery of her body? And then they throw in a tip to the police and say, hey, I saw this van in the Adirondacks near Racquet Lake, and it might help with this Sara Anne Wood case, this information. I don't know. I mean, anything's possible. Anything could have been seen back then that wasn't brought to the police's attention, or nobody thought anything of it at the time. And now they see this video and they say, wow, I sort of saw something back then. So you never know. That's why I make these videos. That's why I put this information out here. Because somebody's little girl should be brought home and put to rest properly. I'm Brian Hewitt at Hewitt Films. If you like this video, leave a like, leave a comment down below. Please subscribe to Hewitt Films. Thank you.